My God, I hate drugs.
Moving on, newlyweds enjoying the sun and sea when tragedy struck. Details are sketchy, and here's all we know. Leomer and Erica Lagradilla were in Maldives for their honeymoon. They drowned. Now family and friends are raising money to get the couple home. Joining us on the phone, Mapol Lagradilla, sister of Leomer Lagradilla. Good evening to you. Our condolences, and thank you for speaking to us at this very difficult time for your family.
Hello po. Good evening to everyone.
Yes, Mapol. First of all, can you just tell us what you know, what happened to your brother and to his wife?
Actually, we don't have the full details of what happened to them. I just read the article last night. What happened because the hotel cannot give us the full incident. What happened to my brother and to my sister.
So ang alam pa lang natin ngayon, nalunod sila.
Opo, ganun po. Opo.
Kailan
opo.
daw ito nangyari? May information na?
Kahapon po ng umaga, around 11 a.m. po sa time ng Maldives. Kasi parang ahead po tayo ng 2 hours po sa kanila.
Okay. And then may kasama ba silang ibang tao or resort ba ito or were they on an island tour?
Based dun po sa nag-message po sa akin na kung saan po sila nag-stay dun sa hotel, meron pong other two tourists po. Pero hindi po sila na-aksidente. Silang dalawa lang po ni Kuya at saka ni Ate. Parang magkasabay daw po, pero parang magkahiwalay po. Medyo malayo po kung saan po sila nag-sparkling ng dalawa pong kasama. Based din po sa sinabi sa akin ng taga-hotel last night.
Pero meron silang kasamang tour guide or
Wala
anything?
Po, as in, wala po. Wala pong kasamang tour guide kasi ang sabi po is hindi naman daw po kailangan ng tour guide kasi hindi naman po ganun kalalim yung beach. Parang ang nabasa ko po sa Google is 10 feet lang po yung lalim. So hindi na po kailangan, hindi naman po ganun kalalim. So they don't need no need po ng tour guide.
So nagsusnorkeling sila doon sa lugar, sa resort kung saan sila nagsistay?
Opo.
Okay. So, pero ngayon, Mapol, anong panawagan ng inyong family? Kasi parang lumabas pala na kailangan dalhin dito yung body and medyo malaki yung expenses, ano?
Ayun po, pero as of kanina po is yun po yung sabi ng kung saan po kami nakiki-ordinate sa Maldives. Bali, kailangan po munang mag-down ng any amount para ma-process na po. Kasi pag wala pa pong down payment, hindi po mapaprocess yung bodies nila. Bali, nakastay lang po doon. So, since po si Kuya, meron po siyang sa Singapore po siya nag-work, parang sinagot na po ng company yung sa kanya. So, ang problema na lang po namin is yung kay Ate Erica. Pero hindi pa po 100% constant yung kay Kuya. So, nag-push po up, pa din po yung financing namin for both.
Okay, so paano yung mga viewers natin na baka meron din mga kaibigan dyan or any of our viewers who want to help? You can, anong mensahe mo sa kanila? Paano sila makakatulong?
Ano po, yung naman, marami naman pong nag-share sa Facebook ng mga account numbers kung saan po sila pwede mag-deposit. Public post naman po yun. So, kahit saan pong account number doon, pwede po silang mag-send ng any amount po.
Yeah, we're flashing it on our screens now, yung mga account numbers. Oo.
Opo. Lahat po nandun. So, kahit sino po doon, kahit anong bangko po, pwede po kayong mag-send. Kahit anong amount po, is sobrang big help na po sa amin.
Mapol, overall, magkano yung, tama ba yung nabasa ko sa ibang reports na more than ₱1 million aabutin?
Opo. Yun po kasi yung binigay na computation sa amin ng Maldives po, kung nasan po yung bodies nila.
Magkano daw talaga, overall?
Bali, $23,960 po yung nakalagay sa computation. Opo.
So, kailangan yung ipunin yung pera na yon para maibalik dito?
Opo.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mapol, again, and condolences to you and your family.
The poll season means a nationwide gun ban in full effect. Bearing or transporting firearms is not allowed until June 12th. The Philippine National Police also begin strictly enforcing checkpoints across the country.
Hopefully, no, wag makipagmatigasan ng ating mga motorista. Kaya ang pinapakiusap natin sa kanila, pag nakita na nila yung checkpoint, buksan na nila yung light nila, yung ilaw nila sa loob, lalong-lalo na paggabi. Ibaba yung kanilang bintana para makita na kagad yung ating mga pulis, yung kung ano ang nasa loob.
Talagang kapag nahuli ka, it will be a violation of election laws. Talagang iproprosecute ka ng mga kasamahan natin sa COMELEC as well as sa DOJ.
Penalties for violators include imprisonment for 1 to 6 years. Candidates are also barred from using police personnel or bodyguards unless allowed by COMELEC. The Police Security and Protection Group, or PSPG, has recalled its personnel from over 100 incumbent politicians across the country. Over 300 deployed personnel nationwide have reported back to their respective stations on Sunday.
Yung mga tinatawag natin na high-risk individuals, so they may be allowed to apply for another additional security. So, but they will have to apply it to the COMELEC. Mga incumbent government officials na di naman tatakbo, they may retain their security personnel, but they have to apply.
PSPG has received over 50 applications for exemption from the removal of police detail from candidates, including those running in some areas identified as election hotspots. However, only candidates ascertained to have been facing high levels of threat will be given police escorts. The COMELEC has yet to release a list of the 18 cities and municipalities identified as areas of concern. While the president's bodyguards are not covered by this ban, Mr. Rodrigo Duterte is also not allowed to carry any firearm. However, it looks like the president is not letting go of his gun anytime soon. CNN Philippines learned COMELEC has approved the president's application for exemption.
You're back in the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Heads up, motorists, fuel prices will go up for the second consecutive week tomorrow. Gasoline prices will go up by 1 peso and 40 centavos per liter, while diesel prices will increase by 2 pesos and 30 centavos per liter. Oil firms are also bumping up kerosene prices by 2 pesos per liter. Last week, diesel prices increased by 70 centavos per liter, gasoline prices by 80 centavos, and kerosene by 40 centavos. Oil companies explain the latest price hike reflects movements in the international oil market and not caused by the second tranche of fuel excise taxes. That's despite the implementation of the additional excise tax by more than 400 gas stations. The second tranche slaps an additional 2 pesos per liter on diesel and gasoline, 1 peso on kerosene, and 1 peso per kilogram on LPG. A week before the historic voting on the creation of a new political entity to replace the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or ARMM, we're learning more about some changes in the ballot and the security preparations in the region. Our Trisha Terada has more.
Exactly 1 week before the Bangsamoro plebiscite, COMELEC announces some changes in the ballot for voting. Instead of 2 questions for the cities of Isabela and Cotabato, only 1 on their inclusion in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARM, will be asked. The rest of Basilan Province, where Isabela is located, will have to answer 2 questions. 1 on the ratification of the Bangsamoro law and another on the inclusion of Isabela City in BARM. Voters in the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, on the other hand, will only be asked about the ratification of BOL. The COMELEC explains the sudden changes were made to make the ballot clearer. Over 2.8 million registered voters can participate in the plebiscite in 1,875 polling centers. COMELEC reminds voters that only written yes or no answers, or their equivalent in the local dialect, will be counted. Check and X marks will not be considered.
It will instead be considered as a sign of desistance, parang abstention. A check mark and an X mark, these are easy to manufacture, so you can make lots and lots of fake ballots, just repeating the same check mark, and it will be very difficult to spot whether or not spurious ballots have been introduced.
If the BOL is ratified, there will be another plebiscite for the inclusion of several towns and barangays in North Cotabato and Lanao del Norte in the BARM. Security preparations for the polls are still underway. The police have yet to approve requests for close-in security of foreign observers. So far, no hot spots have been declared, but authorities are keeping an eye on Cotabato City. Trisha Terada, CNN Philippines.